Dear Starstone Commanders, I do apologize for the state your homestead is currently in. It's like a zoo in here, or worse, an emporium. That's right. These red little blighters appeared as out of nowhere when another one of the portals became active. God 7 or 700. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's imps.
A bit drafty in here, isn't it? Are we near a vent?
I know, but really, they're zany, they're exasperating, they're unpredictable, and they have about as much use for history as a professional clairvoyant has. Band of... Why, I'm not one of them! Not one of those exiles that were slaves to demons and their own inadequacies! But talk to them if you must hear their history. I haven't the stomach for the vagaries of my own species. No, what I need is the sound of a symphony, a swig of old tasty wine, and above all, a shelter away from imps.
Oh, my word! Oh, my heavens! A source hunter! Careful, I'm losing my breath. Too much air. Oh! Phew. Right you are, of course, Source Hunter. But I've a propensity for hyperventilation whenever I'm faced with my ultimate heroes. I've heard that without you, all of Riverlon would be flying fast forward towards its doom.
Greetings, Source Hunter. I've a great many questions for you, if you've the time to answer them. Say, have you seen my magic box? It's got all kinds of wonders stashed inside. Well, to start, I do quite wonder how this place came to be. A shelter plane at the end of time? Incredible! Next, I'm curious if you could tell me the exact weight of your partner. I'm guessing somewhere in the area of 24,670 raccoons, but I can't be totally certain. If you had time, I'd also like to inquire after your dear mother. How is her health these days? And that rash on her right cheek? Healed, I presume? And finally, compasses. How in the God's 7 names do they work? And so the mysteries remain. Captain? No need for shoving now. There's enough of the imp of the year to go around. Every year. They don't call me Majestic for nothing, dear. Now, where have I left that bottle? Say, have you seen my magic box? It's got all kinds of wonders stashed inside.
Psst. Strange. I'm zapping you just as hard as my finely tuned mental prowess allows, yet I can't seem to singe a single hair on your head. No, not violence. Zapping, explosions, bloody mist and other beautiful bits flying into high heaven. Ah, bliss!
Hello. Yes, please do make yourself at home. This is your home, after all, isn't it? Recently what? Oh, events. Well, we imps are quite happy here indeed. We've been chased all over Riverlon, but I don't think the watch will find us here. I'd say hello, but I'd much rather say heaven-o! Get it? Get it? Yeah, you get it. Listen to this one. What do you call an imp that hasn't got any eyes? An imp? And here's one for you. What do you call a selfless imp? Hey, that leaf doesn't belong to you, eh?
All the way up!
You know
What
what's
a
right?
wonderful place this is. A lovely locale to rest my weary belly. Far better than the hellish plains we imps are used to. Yes, I think we'll stick around. Oh, with your approval, of course. What's that? We have it! Marvellous! No, that hoity-toity historian thinks he's so much better than us demon thralls just because he was never actually enthralled by demons. And yet he's no more than a lackey to the gods, isn't he? What's the difference?
Well, aren't you going to leap through? Who knows
Zed,
what wonder awaits
Have you seen my magic box? It's got all kinds of wonders stashed inside.
Well, aren't you going to leap through? Who knows what wonder awaits you?
Doom! Has a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
Well, knows what wonder awaits you?
I wonder how much of a spark it takes to zap a human to vapor.
I said. Well, aren't you going
Right
to
you
leap
are.
through?
Grab a drink, sit you down, and lend me all the ears you have. We imps, you see, are a mixed breed of demons and some other long-forgotten race, which means we aren't as evil as the devils that begot us. But I'll be damned twice over if we aren't as clever. We hail from the realm of Nemesis, where demons have ruled supreme since, well, forever, really. Their knowledge of secrets and arcane scholarship is unparalleled. As unparalleled, in fact, as our inquisitiveness. Now, curiosity may have killed the cat, poor thing, but it enslaved us imps as well. We were blinded by the promises of knowledge the demons dangled in front of our eager faces. Yes, well, in hindsight it wasn't, but it seemed like a good idea at the time. Here's what happened. In return for our fair share of demonic knowledge, all of us imps had to sign our names in an indestructible book called a Codex, which was to be considered an oath of servitude, a contract of give and take for mutual benefit, and signed out of free will. Fools that we were, we readily agreed, and thereby signed our way into slavery. For we had to do everything the demons told us to, and they, in turn, shared very little knowledge with us indeed. Quite so. That's because one day, a particularly clever imp amongst us devised an escape plan. If we would be able to steal the Codex and disappear with it, the demons would no longer be able to lay claim on us, for without the proof of the Codex, the contract between us would be broken. One night, as the demons lay sleeping after a most sordid orgy indeed, we stole the Codex and fled from Nemesis through a rift. Ever since then, we've been on the run, for our masters swore they'd return the Codex to Nemesis so they can claim our servitude once more. So all we do is run and hide ad nauseam. Eternal fugitives are we.
Wonder awaits you.
It kind of got lost, to tell you the truth. That's what happens after generations of flight. Things get misplaced. And yet, wherever that bloody book may be, up until now, the demons still haven't found it. So, good news there. Only a matter of time until they do, though. Unless, of course, time ends first. Wouldn't that be a stroke of luck? Right you are. Grab a drink. We imps, you see, are a now. Here's what happened. Fools that we were quite so one night, so all we do is run and hide ad nauseam.
Who knows what wonder awaits you?
I sense an eerie presence here.
Yes, like creepy crawlies down the spine. Demons.
Here, here. You do not disappoint. I knew you'd come this way. Room by room you encroach upon this territory, woefully torn from time. No, you do not disappoint. Something much more harmful still. You excruciate beyond or thinkable daring. You had our thankfulness, our eternal gratitude, the acknowledgement of the void. So why do you fight us? Why do you stand against the promise of oblivion? Relent, Guardians, relent. You did your duty long, long ago. Do not undo what had to be done.
Duty. I wonder what he meant by that.
And I wonder why we had the thanks of those that long for the end of time.
I didn't expect to find the likes of you here. Fallen stars, forgotten angels from on high. How long has it been? An age? An eon? But you've changed quite considerably, I see. Yes, the divine is but a glimmer in the farthest reaches of your gaze. Well, perhaps I can help you. One of your kind ought to be a bit stronger of arm. A bit quicker of wit, after all. And we are all counting on you, sir. Yourself redone, of course. Your very parts and pieces reorganized into something simply better. My autobiography will hardly serve you. What's far more relevant is what I see in you. Quite crucial, your survival, isn't it? And you do seem such a reasonable sort to boot. There's very little pleasure greater than dealing with a reasonable sort, I find. Yourself redone, of course. Your very parts and pieces. I'd quite like to help you, my friend. But unless you've a mark of ability to spare, no deal can be struck.
Hello, Sauce Hunter! I'll tell you whatever you like, friendo, but it'll cost you. Oh, but when you give me that look, I can't help but offer you my finest deal. My love story for a simple shrunken dwarf's head. How's that for a trade? Say, did you know I can fly straight up from here to eternity? It's true. What? See? I was back before your puny human eyes even knew I was gone. Oh, don't go. Please, I'll show you a trick. Look. 1, 2, 3, and... now your name is Freddy. Amazing, isn't it?
And we don't want to muck it up. Aye, Captain.
Oh, and the empathy year. Every year. Every year.
Found any interesting treasure, Sauce Hunter? Anything you'd like to share? Oh, I had the most beautiful dream, Sauce Hunter. A great fist came down from on high, unfolded before me, and in its palm lay a beautiful golden box. Carefully, I lifted its lid, and inside were treasures of every make and kind. Maps, pawns, paintings. I cradled each treasure carefully, enthralled, and oh, how I wept when I woke.
And we don't want to muck it up.
Oh, and the empathy year. Every year. Every year. I say.
welcome you back to your home. The Imparium on the Imp plane. Imp is far more appropriate.
Fly straight to...
Of all the wicked things, the one substance that can stand in the way of the void, and you'll have to redouble your efforts, my friend. You'll have to find more starstones, most certainly. Aye, one can't quite get around demons these days. Luckily, old Moloch is as gentle as, well, not a lamb exactly, more as a starved lion, but that is still exceptionally meek as demons go. His powers are formidable, but don't let him deceive you. For all that he grants, he grabs something in return. Quid pro quo is his motto. Always remember that.
How can I help you, my friend? Yes, that was a small fib on my part, I'm afraid. Xandalore is known as the Keeper of the Source, after all. And I didn't know how Source Hunters would react to my association with such a colorful character.
What's the word, Source Hunter?
I wonder how much of
Gods, Death Knights, this is dreadful news. Worse than I could have expected. Death Knights are a terrible sign, Source Hunter. Historically, they indicate their maker's intention to wage total war. Death Knights are impervious to attack, you see. The perfect soldiers. We must learn all we can about Leandra's plans for the army she's building. Fortunately, you seem to have found a crucial piece of the puzzle. A spell that will make her dreaded knights vulnerable to attack. Excellent work, Source Hunter. Simply excellent.
There is magic to this place, isn't there? No matter how forlorn it seems.
There is magic, but it is not so much forlorn as it is dormant. I trust the Source Hunters and their star stones will stir it.
Have you seen my magic box? It's got all kinds of wonders stashed inside.
The alternative is unthinkable.
And with that, it's time to go spelunking for Tenebrium.
Assuming this Maradino actually knew his way around a spellbook, that is.
Well, I'll be a son of a troll. It's one of those big fairies without wings. What are they called again? Hares? No. Herrings? No. Humans! That's it. A human! That means you must be looking for Maradino. No other of you fairies has been here since him. Go ahead, go ahead. Go right along. I'm certain you'll be treated just like he was. Nothing, nothing. Wouldn't want to spoil the surprise. I am mature. I'm just small as stature. But I'm the maturest troll you'll ever see. So, fine, I'll tell you. It's our king, you see. He doesn't like visitors. Well, is very conscientious, our king. Counts his gold with the diligence of a child building castles in the sand. For just like the tides will sweep away their sand battlements, so the king is bound to lose count. And just like the child will build a new castle the next day, so the king is certain to start counting anew. Interrupt him, though, and like a child you'll throw a tantrum. Unlike a child, he'll drag your innards from your belly besides. Remember, if the king or any of his guards so much as see you, they'll take you for a thieving gremlin. Just ask Maradino.
Do what I do. Use the passage all the way to the left of the cave. That'll keep you safe from these big bruises. For a little while, anyway. I can slip under the palisade, but I guess someone your size will have to bust it down.
Careful, mate. Trolls ahead. Dumb as carrots, that lot. But they'll whack you something fierce. Want me to distract them, mate? On it, mate. Here we go. Your mama, mate.
Careful, friends.
I'll whack you some fierce.
Huh. I'd like to see you try, mate.
Without count
Peace out.
who I am. Which king or the only one can. What that means. I count so on. 1, 2, 8. Thou, these coins too hard. Maybe gold more countable over there. Nothing here but golden rocks. Boring. So odd. My belly growl like angry gun deer. Did stumble eat last snake? Thou, these coins too hard. Maybe gold or countable over there.
try the beat again.
Your wards cannot withstand us now! Earth wraps around you.
Sweet relief. Such pretty eyes.
That spirit pack!
Now you will know the reach of my power.
reckon not the only one who can count. Een, twee, drie, vier. Well, it's not so hard. So many coins. Gold love Gungear, and Gungear love gold. Nothing here but gold and rocks. Boring. Guard in morning, guard at night. Guard gold and Gungear. King the only one who count. 7 squealing coins. Such many gold. Many gold for Gungear. Why do now? My belly growl like angry Gungear. Did Stumble eat last snake? But what that mean? I know. I count again. 1, 2, 8. Now, these coins guard in morning, guard at night, guard gold and Gungear. If I be a good god, I go to bridge duty next. Fresh air, sunshine, small creatures for crushing. If I guard Gungear, am I a gun guard? Gun guard, report for duty. I know. I count again. 1, 2, 8. Thou, these coins too hard. Maybe gold more countable over there. If I'd be a good... Hey? What that? No small intruder for crush into intruder soup. Oh, too bad.
The 7 grant abundance!
King not the only one who can count. Ain't they live here? Not so odd. If only Gungear had 3 more coins, then he'd finally forget dark past. King not the only one who can count. Ain't they live here? Not so odd.
What is it? I don't have any...
Listen closely, young initiates, and perhaps you can hear the faint yelping sound of a starstone being transformed into bloodstone. Take in the beauty around you, young initiates. Does it not pulsate with life? And we, its master, we, its inheritor, by giving its energy unto us, we satisfy the goddess's great craving for balance.
Where there is weakness, the void plagues. Where there is will, life springs. Tell me, traveler, do you wish to live? And how do you wish to live? A life of long hours spent slowly savoring? Or do you prefer a rapid life? A life of chaos and wild nights? It shall be done, and you shall be granted a boon for your endeavor.
Within this cave, my children, are the trials overcome and the reward granted. The goddess is no facile mistress, but we are each and all her doting offspring, and she rewards us in kind.
Wow, we meet again. I was hoping we might have the pleasure. Didn't I already tell you? I like to keep things in check. Make sure everything's in its place. A more interesting question is what you are doing here, my strange friend. Did you find what you were seeking since last we met?
The mysterious stranger seems to smile. Or is it a grin? You can't quite tell. He gazes at you without blinking for several long moments.
Okay.
I'm as pink and pretty as can be, and you're some filthy nobody.
What's that gleam?
boring in here without the proper magic. Then things really get moving. Or should I say, stomping. Me about all these teleporters. My friend's the one with all the details, but good luck finding her.
There's a portal on that segregated chamber.
Shouldn't be too much trouble to reach, should it?
you must be to have made it to this place of forgotten knowledge. Can you not see the essence of the goddess about me? I am the eternal Immaculate Spirit, guardian of the goddess's good news. I guard these 3 eternal tomes of wisdom, proclaimed too powerful for the average student. The Immaculates of old sealed their knowledge within this maze, and only they who could prove clever enough to find them would be permitted to access their secrets. And now you have managed to pry open this tomb of knowledge. You are entitled to one of these arcane books, but only one, traveler. Choose wisely.
Now to find out what effect that had.
That chest in the corner thinks it's so smart with its fancy riddles and such. Well, I won't be bested. The answer is 2.
The deer casts a fearful glance at you. It opens its mouth as if to speak, but no words escape. With great sadness in its eyes, the deer nods and points its head toward the east. Yonder dwells what took its voice, if indeed this animal is to be believed.
Look, Daddy, butterflies. They must taste great on bread.
You have paid your stipend, my friend, and free passage it has bought you. Cross the bridge with our blessing. The bridge is yours.
Have a nice day.
I feel better already.
I shall now sing the story of Astarte, revered goddess of the source. Oh, how mighty, yet oh, how fallen. Astarte was born of the godflower soon after the coming of light. She shot up like a wind, and within a week of her birth, Source had formed inside.
Oh, do you hear it, friend? The forest music hums, buzzes, falls and rises like waves. Like starlight through the atmosphere. Imagination, friend. It's imagination that transforms this music into the surreal. Perhaps my music can help you unlock your dreams. Perhaps one of my compositions could add some modicum of joy to your life. I'd be so happy to share this gift with you. If it please you, select something from my catalogue. A fine selection, dearest friend. May we now share this sacred hymn together.
In kind. But like all love affairs, it was soon spotted by doom, and its days were quickly numbered on doom's dreadful fingers. In time, as must everyone, Astarte faltered. How she fell and why we know not, but we know that suddenly Source was changed. Those who would heal had to kill to do it. Those who attempted to meditate upon Source, those who would once commune with the goddess, went mad. Where did the goddess go? Only the divines know. Her temples alone remain, her temples and the sick Source that plagues us now. Oh, how mighty, oh, how fallen.
Perhaps more music. Oh, my...
Malvini's got plenty of two things. Tails and tails.
Malvini, never leave us. Malvini's menagerie.
When last we left
what
the
do you
deathly
think?
hag, she hovered over the councillor's deathbed.
For the first time in my life, I'm not even a little bored.
Slavering lips.
Well, love my fleece and call me Bessie. It sure is great fun socializing instead of scavenging.
Look at us. The stag lying down with the wolf. Did you ever think you'd see the day? For my part, I'll stick that carnivorous fiend if he casts a bad look my way. But as long as we've got Malvini's tails, I suppose we'll be just fine.
And the room's guests gasped, and the
I'm
councillors...
trying to keep my mind on the story, but it's getting awfully hungry in here.
Toasty! He is mine! She shrieked, her charm.
Very sorry. I shouldn't laugh. It's just next God's Day is going to be very eventful for the likes of you. Profess? Hardly. Who can stand those dried-up old windbags with their podiums and their gavels and their big curly wigs? Wait, what were we talking about?
So lurched forward.
Ah, yes, Source Hunter. I do not profess to see the future. I simply do. I am the knower of secrets, the conveyor of fates, and have been since the age of 2. I'll have roasted rabbit for supper next week. My firstborn, Charlio, will arrive on a clear-skied afternoon, and in 7 years' time I'll inherit a pouch of gold as big as a dragon's egg. All this assuming, of course, you do not fail in your mission. Well, certainly not the whole story, if I'm perfectly honest. A rare event, indeed. Some threads are missing from this particular cat's cradle, but I've worked out the major details. It seems, Source Hunter, that the fate of all of us mere mortals rests squarely in your hands. The truth is a grande dame, Source Hunter. I'm sure your jumpy, impish friend would quite agree with me on that point. And I'd like the voices in my head to quit their mewling, but they insist to me as I'll insist to you. Money talks. 6 secrets I may have for you, Source Hunter. Granted you can pay the price. We're old friends by now, aren't we, Source Hunter? Believe me when I say that the object at this particular location will tickle your fancy till it begs for mercy. Come, give me your map and I'll put a big red X exactly where you ought to look.
I shall now sing the story of Astarte, revered goddess of the source.
That depends. How much have you got? Choose carefully, Source Hunter, for I can only consult the heavens for you a single time. One mustn't become too greedy regarding fate. No. A glut of foresight can drive one rather batty indeed. Ah, I see you place no small value on the opinions of the stars. Very well. Let us see what the cosmos have in store for you, Source Hunter. I see that your journey will stand still until you find 2 crucially important relics. A certain arcane spell and a small vial. Even if you stand at the precipice of victory, you will fail if you have not won these relics.
And Astarte, source sang through every fiber of life.
The vial is rather well hidden, yes, but I see books around it, and a devoted protector, a cruel man, yes. Even now, I see him undoing innocent lives. Oh, his laugh chills my very spine. But it is he you must defeat if you are to take what you seek. The spell I see within a damp and sullen place. I hear the sound of pickaxes and the rumble of carts. If you meet any wanderers, send them our way, won't you? My priceless collection of life ceramic infants won't grow itself, you know.
No. Her temples alone remain. Quickly, before my audience disperses. I can't seem to convince Mrs. Hollingsworth there to choose a tale. Would you mind doing us all the honor? I'd be harrowed to sing to you of Brachus Rex, the last Source King. Delighted to sing of Astarte, the fallen goddess of the Source. Terrified to tell you of Babe Oape, the Hag of Death.
A storyteller. I wonder if he knows the ending to the legend of the spurned prince. Jarrett never got past chapter 7.
The prince dies. There, now, off to bed with you.
I shall now sing the story.
I spotted something.
Man came then, and he grew knowing only Astarte's love, the many ways to give it and receive it. It was a love affair.
I can't keep up.
potent heat!
Daemonium. And so let the
Sakes alive! Are you real? Yes, I can near. But the high winds proved suddenly. Within minutes, each of us had succumbed. Hail!
Dear me, dear me, it is happening! The void, the darkness, dear me, dear me, dear me, time lies in tatters! There's this place, this pit that lies to the north. It is a rift of chaos, an epicenter of a time and space-devouring force. Void demons are besetting Rivellon, and the storms of chaos are shuddering through our own dear homestead. Demons creep through the rift. They must all be destroyed. Not just any demons. Void demons. They are impervious to attacks with weapons or magic that any creature of this world can muster. But they have one weakness. For their simmering presence has permeated this area through and through for a long time. Tenebrium, that is the answer. The black ore that is dark as the void itself. Arm yourself with this foul material, and you shall be able to shred their bloodstone that controls their portal. The rift is the portal through which the demons seep. There is blood magic at work here, and he who says blood magic says immaculates. A bloodstone fuels the rift. Obliterate it, and the rift shall close. I've scouted ahead a bit and seen that 3 paths, or what passes for paths, lead to the center of the wasteland that lies before you. To the left is an encampment of immaculates. Yes, they're but immaculates, but their weapons look sharp as shark's teeth. So don't barge in like cats at a dog's wedding. The central path is a big no-no too, brimming with demons. I really wouldn't recommend it. Which leaves the right path, which may not be the right path at all, for it is deceptively calm along its trail and positively overflowing with magma. So basically I can offer you 3 options, all of them as appetizing as pig feed. And yet you'll have to swallow your portion whole. If not, the end of time will be swept into the void, and Rivellon with it. They exist beyond the normal continuum of time. They are here, and they are sweeping through the winds of chaos at the end of ages, shredding what they find. Unless they are defeated, your home away from home shall sink into the maelstrom of oblivion piece by piece. Do what you can, my friend. Do not falter. All depends on your prowess, and our homestead won't grow an inch until you've solved this dire matter.
initiates, is not always easy. At times, it may seem the goddess asks too much. At times, it will seem that the sacrifices she demands are unfair, inhumane even. But we of the Immaculate Faith must believe in her wisdom. We must trust that she does not name lost ones arbitrarily. No. We must remember that a lost one's energy is not its own, but belongs to the more enlightened beings around it. In this way, the sacrifice of the Lost One sanctifies and enhances the community. The Lost One redeems itself in the greater good.
We should get another apprentice, so we could watch her blast him to smithereens. This dimension is a bore. Where are the volcanoes, the ice forests? Careful now, squishy. I doubt Lady Attenborough's in any mood to deal with intruders after losing her apprentice in that little, accident. Oh, come on. Take a single look at this molten fearmaker I call my arm. I'm Lady Attenborough's bodyguard, of course. Though I'm not sure she needs much more than her own two hands to take down anyone who so much as sneezes in her presence. That burn mark that used to be her apprentice must be the third in as many weeks. If she isn't the most powerful geomancer in your realm, I'll eat a water nymph's shoe. Attenborough wrenched that tenebrium she's got from the mountain with a flick of her wrist, and she seems totally immune to that disease, that rot that seems to lay your kind so low. Well, I'll tell you this much. If I came upon a cult as intent on sacrificing elementals as this lot is on humans, I wouldn't be poking my nose into the head honcho's workshop. Your kind certainly don't take to it, that's for certain. Without special training techniques, humans will drop dead shortly after touching the stuff. Attenborough said there's a chap in Silverglen. Brandon, was he called? Yeah, anyhow, I guess he's training folks to handle the stuff without getting sick. She calls it an abomination of the goddess's bane. Knowing her, she'll have that Brandon's head on a pike for messing with her precious poisonous rocks. I hope you're not getting any ideas about disturbing Lady Attenborough. We are sworn to defend her, no matter how small and squishy the foe.
Whoa there, Hartfoot. You're not planning on barging into Lady Attenborough's workshop, are you? She's a woman of inscrutable standards, and hardly a wisp of patience. Take care now, and don't go pestering Lady Attenborough, eh?
This dimension is a bore.
Halt! Before you'll be permitted into my workshop, you'll have to prove yourself more capable than that corpse I once called my apprentice. Tell me, if you too destroyed one of my precious stones, what could you possibly say to save your life? Make it quick now. Just because I am gracious enough to tolerate your presence here doesn't mean you're entitled to my time. Do I look like to you a woman interested in haggling over pennies? Jarrett is here somewhere, Source Hunter. Hidden in this blood village of hers.
If that be true, girl, I suspect you're in for a nasty surprise about dear old Dad.
Stones hold you no longer.
Hindered by spirits of air and sky!
Corrupting kiss! That's the spot! In time, eh, my friends? I needed that.
Reminds me. Hey, I know. Well. Your singing voice is as...
Seven have mercy on your soul! A
I've got my eyes on the prize. The 7 grant abundance! Ooh. I've got my eyes on the prize. Treasure!
Lucky find! Now, this is valuable.
I've already mastered this material.
I've already mastered this material.
gambling old could shake 'em off soon enough.
A few blows, they get those scrappy fists a-blazing and take it down in a matter of minutes. Oaks are strong, but they're slow as... well, as... oaks.
Oh, what do I care about such nonsense anyway? I never saw an imp fight so much as Colt.
Sodding all the way to my boot soles.
My, can it be? Bear daughter, can it be you? Well, who else? My dear girl, look at you. You survived.
Jared, I knew I would find you here. There was no prison in all the realm I would not enter to find you. Come, we must go quickly. The situation in Home Forest is dire, Jared, and these Immaculates are nothing like those in the stories. They are wicked. We must leave before they find us here.
Oh, Bear daughter, I should have. Well, you see, I can't just run off. I'm home, and I've work to do here. Hello to you, too. I almost hadn't noticed you there. And who is this, Bear daughter? A friend of yours?
The Source Hunter has helped me come far, Jarrett. I have seen so many things. But there is time enough to discuss all once we return home. We must go, Jarrett, before the followers of Attenborough find us.
As I said, Bear daughter, I am not leaving. Home Forest is gone. You know that, don't you? By now, rot will have infected every living thing within 5 miles of the cabin. It's a wonder you yourself didn't succumb. You needn't entertain these foolish thoughts of returning there, least of all with me. I am among my kind now, the Immaculates. What exactly did you think I was studying all these years, girl? More stories to read to my illiterate servant by night? Well, to be fair, it was hardly intentional. I was experimenting with Tenebrion, trying to distill its powers into a potion when I produced an aerosol that spread like an infection. I myself had already taken the proper prophylactic measures, but it's no surprise that the creatures of the forest weren't so lucky. And you, dear Bear daughter, how curious that you were unaffected. Yes, curious indeed. I've never heard of a natural immunity to rot. What a useful quality.
Jared, no. No. I don't understand. That cannot be. Jared, please tell me this is not true. We are a pair. We found each other. All that is human in me has come from you.
Dear girl, these Source Hunters understand little of what they speak. The Immaculate Way is complex as life itself. Some must suffer so that others may live. So that the best may live. But you grew to serve me well. And in turn I furthered the Immaculate cause in both our names. I could not have done it without you, Bear daughter. You were essential. And now it can be as it was before. Together, Bear daughter, together again we will serve the cause of the goddess and her righteous plans. You in service to me, and I in service of the One Way. As before. Don't you remember how happy we were?
Jarrett has been more than a mentor to me, Source Hunter. He has shown me the poetry of life itself. Yes, I have served him, and in return he has served me the names of the colors and the creatures I call my family. Without him I would have no past. I would have no name. Yet from you I have understood something new. Our world, the world of humanity, is more complex, more subtle than I ever could have dreamed while living on the edge of survival in Home Forest. I see that it is a vaster world than I ever knew, and in it, I have learned that my master, my friend, is not who he seemed to my innocent eyes.
Come, dear girl. You don't...
No, Jarrett. I cannot follow you down this path. Not after what you've done, not after what you've become.
You selfish girl. I ought to have left you stupid and wild as I found you. I see education has done nothing to improve you. You're of no use to anyone anymore.
I am of use to myself. And I myself will hunt down every last one of these immaculate savages, starting with you. Jarrett. I thank you, even as I say goodbye.
Got you right where I want you!
I needed that. Limiting laceration.
time of your death is at hand.
I've been tainted.
Back on my feet again.
I feel better already.
Fiendish force.
I'm fading fast.
Salve of the Seven. This might sting a little.
Solid as a rock.
They call me the Thorn of Rivellon.
As good as a new penny. Solid as a rock!
Let us make them pay, friends.
Is its own deliverance!
Ooh. On the mend!
On the mend.
A stitch of time, hey, my friends? A stitch of time, hey, my friends?
soaked to the skin!
Is not always easy. At times it may seem the goddess asks too much.
The seven grant abundance!
Now, note that the goblin's blood runs red, nearly identical to a man's. The volume of the blood can cause quite a mess, as you can imagine. So we're careful to perform the sacrifice within our specialized chambers only. These chambers are designed not only to collect wayward fluids, but also to muffle any unsavory noise.
Back on my feet again. Back on my feet again.
What is it? I've got to stay focused. These prisoners will riot at the earliest chance. This is my sword. This is my dagger. I turn to both when I'm tired of being grilled. You see prisoners, I see fuel for the goddess's plan. Yes, they've enough in them for quite a number of bloodstones. Her will be done.
Son of a death! Let us out of here! No, it's no
What
do you think you're doing? Come on, Caleb! Let us out of here! Please! Let us out of here! Please!
Well, it isn't so terrible, is it?
You there, human! Look, I promised not to bust your skull if you help an orc out of this cell. Oh, I'm like a whaling cooking pot in here. Bruthor, I'm called. But I doubt anyone but me remembers that now. I've been in there nearly as long as a lifetime.
Don't know why they haven't cut my throat like the rest. Maybe they've gone fond of their pet. Oh, I've been here since I was but a wee lad. Truth be told, these walls are just about all I know. But sunlight, there's something even a big oaf like myself couldn't... Help me or not, I'll feel sunlight again.
These Immaculates are fantastic. They'd rather exterminate their own kind than mine.
It isn't so terrible, is it? Oh, hello there. Don't mind us. No. Oh, we're just settling in. Yes. Settling in just fine. Oh, we're nobody. Nobody and no bodies, my liege. Oh, no. You'll not hear a peep of trouble out of us. In fact, perhaps we might be rather useful. Tighten your screws, can we? Fix a broken cell door? What a very strange question. I hadn't considered it myself. No. It's, well, how does one explain it properly? It's in our very nature to thrive behind bars, yes, indeed. Slaves we are, and servants, cannon fodder, vivisection subjects, living footstools, yes. Yes, we imps live to serve, then we die. But I suppose, I do suppose that if the door were wide open like that, I suppose we might, have a look around. Oh, hello there. No, we're nobody. Nobody and no...
Out of here! Let us out of here! Damn this
Let
son
us
of a
out of
death!
here!
Traveler! Friend! Have you been caught by these pretenders too? Yes, Traveler, yes! You seemed a gentle soul, and I tried to share with you the goddess's revelation. I never intended for either of us to meet like this, like criminals. Oh, Traveler, it is a ghastly tale. A terrible tale. I came from my home in Sicil to this realm of the Immaculate. I wanted only to be among my people, to live in a city of the goddess.
And I'll be forever loyal to your cause. Sort of cozy, come to think of it.
But I saw terrible things, Traveler. Things I could not fathom that the goddess would command. When my brothers saw my doubts, I was seized and tossed in this cell. Of that I dare not speak, Traveler. I fear what may befall me if I am caught conversing with an outsider on such delicate topics.
Let us out of here!
You don't look familiar. You aren't from Silverglen, are you? No. With you, I can speak freely. I am a resident of Silverglen. A woman imprisoned for being fool enough to speak against these blasted Immaculates. I couldn't stand by and see my friends and colleagues duped by such an obvious ploy, but no matter now. None can hear me but the rest of the dross. There is no release. There is only slaughter awaiting those unfortunate enough to be chosen. We rail and we plead, but to no avail.
Please!
What is it? I don't make an habit of associating with your kind. Lost one. You hardly look like one of we Immaculates. No, I fail to see a trace of the goddess upon you. So, a lost one you must be, destined to serve we who are worthy. A simple mix-up, one I'm sure my jailers will rectify as soon as they're able. My fool of an husband was caught abetting the escape of a pair of sacrifices. But surely Lady Attenborough will soon realize the error of trying me for this crime. There's none more devoted to the one way than I. Elias proved himself lost, and I disowned him the moment I heard of his deeds.
It's no use
A source hunter, aren't you? Damn it all! I had hoped for someone who might be able to help us out of here.
I come from a village not so far to the east of here, Hunter's Edge by name. What remains of it, I know not. Orcs surprised us, ravaged the place, shipped off every man, woman and child they could find to one terrible fate or the next. And all the while their evil Queen Gratilda presided over our misery, brandishing her carving knives with glee. I've learned my lesson with your kind. Source hunter. Fat lot of good source hunter prestige did for us when Gratilda came. We had a source hunter stationed right in our town. A coward called Medora. And she was the first caught and the first flayed when the orcs crept in. We kept waiting for her to save us, little knowing our only defence had fallen. Well, for all her posturing as a great and powerful source hunter, she failed us the only time we ever needed her. They brought us in carts like cattle. Some of us to the mines, some here, some only the gods know where. We heard whispers from the very beginning. Blood sacrifice. Lost ones. Conduit. I can't say exactly what it all means, but I am certain a dark fate awaits us.
Survive this damp much longer? Then what? I won't survive this damp...
Free me! And I'll be forever loyal to your
Let us out of here!
Free me! Free me!
What do you want? Can't you see we got a job to do?
Free me! Down this cellar and free me!
Let us out of here! Free me!
I won't survive this damp much longer.
Free me!
Then what good will
Free
I
me!
do when I'll
Forever loyal to your cause!
What do you think you're doing?
Let us out of here! Oh, it's no use!
Let us out of here!
Free me! I'll be forever Lord! Oh, it's no use!
Sort of cozy, come to think of
I
it.
won't survive this damp much longer. Free me! Free me! And I'll be forever damned!
No, no. At least there aren't any demons about. At least there aren't any those.
Free me! Free me! And I'll be forever... Let us out of here!
No, no. At least there aren't any demons about. At least there aren't any of those.
Please! Damn this cellar of death! Damn our jailers! Free me!
It's no
Let
use.
us out of here! Please!
Maybe the lock could be jimmied.
No, it's no use! Let us out of here! Please! Damn this blessed be her name!
God,
Freedom!
Lock me in there where to stick their enlightenment. Thanks.
Well, it isn't so terrible, is it? It doesn't sound terrible, is it? Sort of cozy, come to think of it.
I won't survive this damn much longer.
Use.
Then what good will I be to you?
Free me!
What do you think you're doing?
No use at all! Let us out of here! Please!
Then what good will I be to you? Free me and I'll be forever loyal to your cause.
Damn this cellar of death! Damn this cellar of death! I won't survive. No, it's no use. I won't survive.
Let us out of here.
Damn this cellar of death! Damn Free me, and I'll be forever loyal to you. Free me, and I'll be... Oh, it's no... Let us out of here. I won't survive this damn much longer.
Free me! Damn me! Forever loyal to your cause!
Free me!
Nowhere is safe from my arrows!
Damn our jailers! Oh, it's no use! Free me!
Free me!
Free me!
I'll be forever loyal to
Let
us out of here!
Free me!
Please!
Free me! And I'll be forever free me! Free me! And I'll damn this cellar of death!
Free me!
Damn our jailers!
I'll be forever loyal to your cause! It's no use. It's no use at all.
Free me! Free me! Oh, it's no use!
No use.
No use! It's no use and I won't survive damn much longer. Damn this cellar of death!
Then what good will I be to you?
Damn this cellar of death! It's no use! Free me! I won't survive this damn much longer. It's no use!
Let us out of here!
I won't survive this damn much longer.
It's no use.
I won't survive. Let us
no
out
use
of
at
here!
all.
Please! No, it's no use! Free me! Free me! And I'll be to your cause! And let us out of here! Let us out of here! Please! Let us out of here! Please!
Sort of cozy. Come
No, it's no
I
use!
won't survive this damn much longer.
Let us out of here! Please! Free me! Free me!
Free me!
Free me!
Free me and I'll be forever
It's no use! I won't survive this damn much! Free me! Free me!
Lucky find!
survive this damn much longer.
I won't survive
Then what good will I be to
much
you?
longer. No, it's no
I
use!
won't survive this damn much
No
longer.
use at
Then
all!
what good will I be to you?
Goddesses! Goodness!
Tell whoever locked me in there where to stick their enlightenment. Thanks!
No. At least there ought to be demons about. At least there ought to be those. Well, it isn't so terrible, is it?
Sweet relief.
What's this? Oh, it's open! I'll do. Open!
Hey, you! Come on! I know you must have some way of getting a big lug like myself from out of this cell. Source hunters know all kinds of tricks. Oh, I've been here since I was but a wee lad. Truth be told, these walls are just about all I know. But sunlight, there's something even a... Ah, come on. I know to stretch your limbs after a long stint in a slammer. It's almost... Hey, you! Come on! I know you...
Anybody home? Anybody home?
A strange place to keep attached to the schoolhouse.
That's the least of the troubling oddities.
The goddess's way, young initiates, is not always easy.